let's get this party started. I have time, but probably not much. There we go. Fridays are when I would usually call with some buddies. And got about 30 minutes. But one of them's going out with some friends. Friends closer than I am. So, might be a little bit, you know, I might have some time here. Please connect. Controller. I want to make sure. Make sure everything's in working order. Okay. Let me turn my audio on. Controller's working now. Okay. I think we're good to go. Gotta check the stream, make sure it's catching everything. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it is. Thank you. Mine must be behind. Yeah, it is. Okay. All right. I think it's probably fine. I think we're good. That's not the right file. That's not the right one. Oh. What about the borders? Do you guys like the border? Do you like the Persona 4? I don't think it fits that well. I'll throw it on. There it is. I'll throw it on. We'll see. We'll take it. It fits. You know, it fits. I think it looks fine. It's not nearly as organized, orderly as some other streamers, YouTubers, whatever their borders. You know. I don't think it's bad though. I think it'll work. I gotta keep my eye on. Hang on. We'll get down these stairs and then I have to keep my eye on the Discord server to make sure I'm not missing any messages, because I might not be long for this stream. But needless to say, this shall be done. Hopefully tomorrow. Yeah. Saturday's a pretty easy day to stream. I usually got nothing in front of me, so. This shouldn't take too long. Oh, we already opened it. This ain't the right file either, is it? I don't think so. Yeah, no, this is file 2. I think we were playing on file 3. Okay. Because we got to the fun house, but I died to something. Sorry, not the fun house, the house of fun. Yeah, we bought the dress. Yeah, we got the saber and the blunderbuss. So, do we have the bird key? I don't think so. No, just the left hand. Yeah, okay. I remember now. Not status. I don't want to stop. Okay. Seeing as that other, if that other file is where it's at right now, if I haven't bought anything from Pier, his boss fight shop, that might be our fishing file. And this will just stay our notes. Yeah, I think that works. I'll have to check to make sure, but when we beat this, I'll load up that file. House of Fun! Because it's definitely my favorite area in the game and not a little bit annoying at all. Yeah, no, my favorite's still the Iron Garden. We'll get there. Not soon, but we'll get there. I think the water therapy underwater tunnel maze thing is long enough that we're... You can technically... This is... Well, maybe I should save this for later. Because we're not at either section yet, so it doesn't really ascertain anything we're doing right now. Same strategy as before, we're just gonna run past the big, weird, disembodied head thingies here. Faster so they can't catch us. I gotta remember which... What's this one? Hug the wall so that they run into it. Or they just stun us. Okay. It's working. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And done. The break time. Yeah, we already read that one. Yeah, we got 2 of them. Why not? I don't know why, but sometimes those little particles don't appear. Yeah, there we go. Switch weapons. How many shots we got? 39 plus... Yeah, that's right. Okay. I think we're fine. We were fine last time. That's the monkey. We don't want to talk to the monkey yet. The monkey chain. The monkey's fist. The monkey! I'm just full of SpongeBob today. Run! Turn pretty slow too. You know what? I could probably just loop this guy. Wasn't that hard, was it? Oh, I think I remember what I died to. I think I remember. I'm pretty sure it was the guy in the funhouse save room. So I keep saying funhouse. House of Fun! House of Fun save room. How many 2 wheels we got now? 30? Okay, yeah, we're good. I think it's better if I get that save room first. And then we can do more exploration here. Just because I'm a little rusty with this game. And probably just, you know, I'd turn my volume down a little bit. That's not my... There we go. Alright. Now I can hear myself think. enjoyed that. We're gonna be hearing more of it. Yep. I should probably have my analytics page, YouTube stream up, but right now I got OBS. I'm looking at all the audio waves stuff, and it's certainly does make a lot of noise. With the current weapons in our arsenal, I am not willing to fight that Jack-in-the-Box. I think it only gives off 3 to 5 tooth wheels anyways, so it's just, it's not worth it. Come on. There aren't that many survival horror games that I haven't played, at least mainstream survival horror games that I haven't played. So getting Alisa parting relatively soon, as well as picking up Resident Evil 0 is going to be pretty exciting for me, because there's something else I can dig my teeth into while knowing relatively little about it. You know, I know some stuff about Resident Evil 0, just I guess osmosis would be the right word, maybe, just because I've been in the space. I know some stuff about Resident Evil 0. I don't think that's the right word, osmosis, but you know, whatever. Let's see if I can get this guy. I don't like the noise he makes as it goes down. Ugh. Let's see, what do you got for us, Paul?
Welcome!
Welcome! Yeah, nothing new, but...
Thank you!
It might be worth it to buy
Thank you!
stuff.
Thank you! Thank you!
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think we're good. How much ammo we got? 40? Okay, yeah, we're probably fine. What's our blunderbuss looking like? Because we're gonna be taking that into the boss fight instead of the saber. 7 shots? It's probably enough. We might want a few more, but we're gonna be finding some extra shotgun ammo anyways. One of the hats we're gonna want the saber for. The other one doesn't really matter. So I'll go grab... I think I'll grab the hat that we want the saber for first. Come back and get the blunderbuss. And then grab the final party hat. Or maybe I'll just grab both because they're in the same hallway. Depending upon how things are going with the call, I might end up just throwing on a channel. Actually, I should have a dedicated Discord audio channel output here, but if I don't, I can always just add one. It's not that hard. And I could just have the guys on call and could do our weekly talks together on live stream. It really isn't that much, not that much, maybe something private stuff, but not that embarrassing, you know. Yeah, I gotta get used to our yapping anyways. I got a couple videos to record with these guys. There we go. Yeah, see, we went through that room without the saber on the other file. So much easier with the saber to just... The old woman doll. Alright, I think the only note I haven't consistently picked up is the one, the one behind the tooth door, which is kind of weird to say, but, you know, that's what it is. Still no Barbara. Yeah, by the way, that was Barbara. I don't think it's ever explicitly stated in the game or even in any of the endings. But yeah, that's, there's a note we read from Barbara. Somewhere, I don't remember. It was the hospital. It was in the operating room. Barbara, or was it to... I think it was from Barbara. And also... Well, I'm not gonna spoil anything. Even though this game has been out for... Not quite as long as Resident Evil 1 and 2, but, you know, a number of years. And besides, if you're watching this and you haven't played it, it's on every platform. Go play it. I'm gonna quick pull up my YouTube stream there. There we go. I don't know if he's up for that tonight. Stream with Absent. One of these days we might do a live channel talk. We've been talking about a podcast for ages, and I know, you know, group of white guys and their token minority friend. Token minority friend. I've been best friends with the Wizard a long time. He's not in just for brownie points, obviously. He's my best friend. But you know, there's, you know, it's like the one guy with, oh, what's it called? It's not Hangover. I don't remember. But it seems like all those white guy podcasts with one extra ethnic guy have become pretty popular. But I promise, we're not talking about sports. We're talking about the real things that matter. Not politics. No, we're talking about the next Resident Evil game. We're talking about how... Oh, there's Barbara. We're talking about how bad the Pokemon companies become, stuff like that, you know, important things. So, yeah, that, you know, when the music cut out and that big black shape came flying towards me, that was Barbara. Barbara acts as a stalker type enemy in this game, kind of just appearing whenever. And chasing Alisa down. I should save. Yeah.
Welcome. Thank you.
And that's not as much Nemesis, unless it's because I've fought Nemesis every time I've encountered him in 3 so far. But certainly Mr. X, a little bit of a Mr. X type figure. On the topic of ethnicities, I don't really understand, and I guess this ties in with sports too. I mentioned we're not going to be talking about sports, but here I am talking about sports. I don't get why so many sports teams... I mean, I know why they changed mascots and whatnot. It's because of pressure, like cultural pressure. People thought they were racist or something. But, you know, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. It's not a depiction of someone of, you know, Native American heritage or whatever. That's Flora. We need Flora first. It's like those to me it seems like those caricature drawings, you know, where they accentuate the teeth or, you know, make the forehead really big. That's more so what it feels like to me. It's not necessarily a joke intending to insult, but intending to, like, jest. I don't know. I know how you feel, man. I didn't have tea this afternoon. I needed something. I was getting a headache.
Ah, yes. Someone new has come to have some fun.
Well, we didn't see that cutscene before because I was saving it for this. I think the blunderbuss might actually do a little bit more damage than the shotgun. But the shotgun having 6 shots and a much shorter reload time makes it so much more of a useful tool compared to the blunderbuss. I love my blunderbusses. I'm a big K. Rool guy. Love K. Rool, but man, this is not K. Rool's blunderbuss.
Now you're going to pay.
Yeah. I'm gonna play it safe. I don't think we'd die to another hit, but he missed. But yeah, I on the back to the podcast thing. That's something we've been talking about for a while. Just starting up a second channel that we all would have access to, other than, you know, I've got this one, but doing something that all of us would have access to. Just doing our typical Friday night talks, just, you know, for viewers. Okay, maybe not typical, because we do get into some, I wouldn't say controversial, but certainly not PC. And I don't want to lose monetary value for uploading, you know? Why'd you turn the soil into water and lock us up in the dark? It doesn't matter anymore. We are glass now, and the waters are our home. Please, someone bring us to the wide ocean so we can swim free forever. That's not ominous. That's my favorite thing to say, apparently. Especially when playing these, survival horror games. That's not ominous. Look at the... No, we don't got the soldiers quite yet. We're gonna hear Pier's theme here.
So you defeated Beer. Well done.
There, behind you.
Ah!
Hello. Now you can bring me your tooth wheels. Yes.
What? After you tried to kill me?
It's you who killed me.
You don't look so dead.
Yeah.
The modification page allows us to, well, does what it says on the tin. Modify Alisa in some way or another. Gear implants. Implanted tooth wheels and steel wiring. Some things become a lot lighter. Pushing objects and carrying certain weapons and wearing certain armor, dresses, whatever. Do not encumber Alisa anymore. However, I'm pretty sure no matter what, if you still wear a dress in water other than the bathing suit, you're still going to be hindered. Skin lacquer protects the skin from damage, plus 10% base defense. Pretty obvious. Magnetic fingertips. Your fingers are drawn towards nearby tooth wheels, plus auto aim, plus grab tooth wheels from further away. Pretty useful. Quick string. Magical strings pull you away from danger. Activate with a special button. That one you saw a little bit of when I was on the other file. It's basically a quick step backwards without turning around. Elusive makeup. I'd like to look a bit different from time to time. For cosmetic use only. Use at mirrors. That's what we saw earlier as well, as the different costumes. This is what we need, though. Teeth stone. A stone piece shaped like teeth. This could fit somewhere.
Oh, yes.
We need to put that into the teeth door later
Welcome.
in the Iron Garden to get our second to last, one of our final notes. The Wilson M1. A modern machine rifle mostly used by military units. Magazine 30 times Louis bullets. Full auto. This thing, just like Resident Evil, your best friend. Rapid fire. The bullets do, like stun damage. Each bullet kind of stops the enemy in its place for, like half a second. Less than that, It stuns them. This is going to be your best friend. Just like Resident Evil 4. Just like Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 3 does not matter. Best friend. Dresses. Hydra suit. A wetsuit made of sleek synthetic fish scales, plus 10 defense. Move faster in deep water and faster release from grab. There are a few enemies that are grab type, whatever. They use grab attacks. And frankly, the one we encounter the most is in water, so it's just worth it to have this on instead of using nothing, your skivvies. Nurse dress. A uniform worn by the nurses in the St. Johannes Institute. Plus 15 defense. Efficient healing. I'm pretty sure efficient healing just means that any health kit you use heals you to full instead of close to full. More or less. Now that's a name that I think we haven't heard yet. The St. Johannes Institute. We're going to be hearing a bit more about them later. But for now, we should probably just save and leave it at what we got here. We got some decent stuff.
Thank you.
We're gonna want to buy the Wilson M1 soon. But that's it's not for a little while. Oh. Do you hear it? If the music ever turns like that, Barbara's in the room. She does spawn in the main mansion hallway, but only spawns on the first floor. She cannot go upstairs. So we're safe to hear the theme as we are right now. This is another enemy with grab type attack. Barbara strangles you from behind, and when you're unconscious, takes you away. It does count as a death, even though I don't think she actually kills Alisa. We'll get into that soon. I should probably check. I think I got distracted there by Barbara, but I should probably check to see if I've gotten any updates. Nothing. Somebody's typing though. Anyways, I should probably reopen Discord. It's not working properly. It's not showing people's full names, and I don't know why. Oh, there we go. I fixed it. Still just typing, so I don't know if anything's gonna change here. Let's just go back. Now, this is what I was saying about the House of Fun. We're coming back here quite a few times, and yeah, there's... Alright, I don't hear Barbara, so I think we're good. Oops. Turn myself around there. There's a note on the ground. My mother escaped. She's roaming the hallways in search for me. It's possible that she senses a similarity between us, so watch out. She will try to catch you. It's the same type... Oh, there we go. It's the same type of paper that was in the desk drawer when we first woke up. Interesting. Alright. So, when I said we come here alive, I really did mean it. We come here initially to fight Pierre. Oh, there's Barbara. Let's see if we can get a better look at her. Yeah, look at that. Freaky. Really? Yeah, sometimes you can get unlucky like that. I'm pretty sure it's random chance, but she might haunt a room. Not literally, she's not a ghost, but she might haunt a room for a while. You might have to just wait for her to go away. I don't exactly know how she works, but just yep, okay. I couldn't remember if it was bird key. It was a cage key. Sorry, not bird. Interesting. Furniture is covered up with blankets. Nothing of interest here. The walls are interesting. I should take a closer look at it. We don't need to do that yet. Not yet. What we need to do is put our pulse meter up to the clock. 5, 2, 5, 1. So it looks like to me. We gotta take this code. Barbara, I don't have time for this. Oh, I'm seeing messages, so maybe we'll go take care of this and then we'll check in and see what's going on. There are a few rooms that Barbara cannot spawn in, just like Mr. X. And those typically are too small to house something like a stalker enemy. Save rooms, of course. And the occasional hallway she cannot spawn in. But usually if it's a pretty open space or a common traffic room, she is always a liability. Alright, that's what I was waiting for. Okay. That's the only threat in this room. I'm surprised how often he uses that moan. He being Casper. I don't remember it being all that common, but I guess I was wrong. It adds to the atmosphere, I'll tell you. I'm giving that. Small blue cabinet. Seems to be locked with a 4-number padlock. Notice the sheep on it. That was our clue. Was that just like in the room with the sheep on it, this connects some way to that room. And let's try 5152. Yep, there we go. Clock pointers. I think you mean hands. They're clock hands. Looks like we're in the clear. And when we're done with this, you could call it a section maybe, it's not that long. I will exit this file and check to see where we're at in file 2, because if I've already... Really? If I've already bought something, if I already bought something from Pier, if I bought the hammer, or I just have the tooth statue door stone thing, I'll hold on to those and use them later. Or I guess use them, that's not what I want to do. I'll use them on that file on our fishing door and catch a fish. Maybe before I finish this game. The password here is always 10 and 2. Is it 11 and 2? No, I think it's 8. Is it 8? It's something and then like 05. Alright, I'm gonna have to look at the wall again. It's been too long. I had that down squat, but 8 small, 10 big. Yeah, it's 8, 10. Okay. Just keep it rolling. Beautiful. Found I key. You know, it always baffles me how they managed to make these keys the way that they are. How'd you put a small bird in there? Maybe we'll find out. Nope, I don't need to observe the paintings again. Really, she should be a bit more threatening. And certainly she was on a first playthrough. Like, I was not expecting that. Even a second or third playthrough, it's like, how does this work? You know? But, you know, as I played this game more and more, I'm like, okay, it's just a bit of an obstacle at this point. Now, there are a couple choices we can make concerning Barbara and her supposed daughter. And one choice is by far better than the other. Oh, she spawned in here. It's hard to hear, but just barely. Let's see if she comes. There she is. I don't think she could go on the bridge, can she? Yes, she can. Okay. Looks like we're in the clear. One choice regarding Barbara and her daughter, who I have kind of sort of yet to meet, is certainly a more difficult option comparatively. I would not recommend taking the second option. Warning, these are pretty loud. If you get too close, they can use their bayonets to take a swing back at you, but you only take 5 hits from the sword and saber, and by the time you're that close and they're reloading and everything, it's over. The first choice is a lot better than the second choice. First choice being we tackle Barbara and bring whoever this said daughter is along for the first boss fight with Edith, who is in the basement, like something chamber. I don't know what it's called. Therapy, water therapy. That boss fight is a lot more convenient, a lot easier to deal with in that circumstance. The other boss fight is in the Iron Garden. We can choose to go to the Iron Garden first. I would not recommend that. It makes the game a lot harder.
Welcome.
We want this.
Thank you.
We'll pick that up later.
Thank you.
And real quick, we're gonna be pretty tight on Luis type bullets. That's the rapid fire type bullet for a while. Now. But smart use of them in this section is essential. So, let's see. Have we bought a tooth? Is it available for us to buy? Because even if it's available for us to buy, then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. I am going to go back to the title screen again. I just want to make sure that that was something we could do. I think since we stopped there with our file here, we might just pick up. I might just play whenever I do Alisa next. I might just play that second file and beat Edith with that on stream. Looks like we're slated for at least a little while here tonight, but we might be doing stuff later this weekend. I can play until I get called, I suppose. But it seems like we're not going to be playing for that long tonight, so I might just keep streaming for a while after. Just kick it back up. Probably wouldn't make another thumbnail, but we'll see. Look at that time difference. We're at the same point in the game, and I have so much more time here. And here. Oh, I should have been practicing this a little bit more. I thought I'd be ready for a speed run. Yeah, I've played this game a lot. I'm not ready for a speed run. Saints all we're using right now really is handgun. It's not really worth it to use the military suit right now, so I think I'll do Edith here. Yeah. If I do Edith on this profile, I beat it off stream. There's a couple notes in the down. Well, we'll see. If I skip straight to the boss fight, then there's no problem. But I see. Oh, I just remembered something. Nothing? Okay. I'm pretty sure she can spawn here. But I think the music cuts when you enter that one room. Like, period. It just full stop cuts. But we'll see about streaming later. Honestly, I want to get it, and I've been considering this too. Scream Fortress just dropped a few days ago, and I want to at least complete a couple of the contracts for my favorite maps. That would be something interesting on stream, but I've stated this several times before. I am not going to be a TF tuber. I do not want that for myself. I do not desire that upon anybody.
Hey, come over here. Open this door. You're under arrest.
You're one of the Emperor's crows, aren't you? Tell you what, we're all equal here, and far away from home. You should forget about those orders. Looks like you've got company there.
Damn it.
I love his little run. You see why we keep the saber on at all times, asterisk? Let him come to us and deal with it. Might need a heal, but it's a lot more ammo efficient and effective compared to... Because sometimes you can just stun lock him by, you know, he rolls over and he rolls into the wall. You know, whatever. There's a big open book on a stand, and the open page reads... No connection. What's wrong with OBS now? Nothing. Google's just throwing a fit. Come on, YouTube. Whatever. Thanks to Dr. Pierre Edmiston's invention of the tooth wheel, we were able to build a construction that moves personnel to different levels of this building. There are 2 cabins moving through a single elevator shaft. Interesting detail. We're probably going to be needing to know that for later. Some Martin shots. That's for our handgun. And I think it was this door? Yeah. That's where this one led to. Into the library.
Welcome.
Welcome. Let's see, missing that. And we have not bought the Wilson. Which I wouldn't say is a problem, but it's certainly gonna make things a little difficult if we don't get the Wilson. Or the Aqua suit, honestly, but... Now here's the real kicker. Do I think this game is better than Resident Evil 1? No. However, I would say it is on par with Resident Evil 1. If you set this game physical, please, Casper, I'm begging you. If you set this game in front of me, and you set Resident Evil 1 in front of me and ask me, which one do you want to play right now? It's probably about a 50-50. You know, sometimes I'd feel like a bit more the traditional feeling of survival horror. And this gets it pretty close, but you know, it still takes from several different other inspirational sources as well, including Silent Hill, sometimes Resident Evil 2 and 3.
Let's see what's wrong with this machine.
And Resident Evil 1 is very much straight, just that's it. You get your items, your resources, that's that. You know, this game I think is a lot more forgiving. You know, it's got a shop system. You know, it's a different.
Got to watch out.
It's a different feeling, but it's not a bad feeling. You know, I like it. And honestly, if I had to be honest, 60% of the time, I'd probably pick this. 40% of the time, I'd probably pick the original Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil 1. If it were remake, it'd probably be the opposite direction. I just love Resi 1 Remake so much. That's not... I'm doing this wrong and it's gonna kill me. Oh, never mind. Come on. There we go.
I was almost a sandwich.
A Jill sandwich joke. In the year of our Lord 2021, Casper managed to slip in a Jill sandwich joke. And you know what? Kudos to him. I respect the man.
Welcome.
It's not often you'll
Thank
see
you.
somebody slip in a Jill sandwich joke, is it? Me personally, I love them. I think it's funny. Moira Burton, on the other hand, does not find Jill's sandwich very funny. You're gonna see why I saved here in a second. Yeah. I can't reload because my clip isn't empty. These freaky fish dudes are the people we were reading about earlier in the note and the wet staircase. And yes, they start to run if you break any part of their body, which makes them all the more difficult to take out. Honestly, a preferred method of taking out these fellers would probably be the blunderbuss, surprisingly enough. And yes, they do leave glass shards on the floor. And yes, they can deal damage if you step on them. Not much, but you know, it's enough to make you want to be cautious a little. I don't typically have this much trouble with this room, but seeing as it's been a while, you know, I think it deserved to take my time. I'll just use this sword for this last guy. And these guys aren't hard to parry if it's one, if you're fighting one of them. And you'll find that pretty common across the game. Enemies aren't really that hard to parry if you're fighting one. So a little bit of context. All of these inventions in one way or another, or all of these monsters I should say, in one way or another were created by Pier, either directly or indirectly, due to his invention of the tooth wheels. We'll get into that a little bit later. What I do want to add is that each of the new zones have an enemy that represents the area boss in its own unique way.
Yeah.
I said that with Pier inventing the tooth wheels being kind of the cause of all this, because He doesn't really have anything unique for the House of Fun. I mean, it's just a bunch of creations. But, you know, that's kind of his thing, is, you know, he invented the tooth wheel. In the Iron Garden, we will see, again, enemies unique to that area, more or less. You'll see what I mean here in due time. But some Martin shots, I'll take that. What was I gonna say? The Iron Garden unique enemies, there's a few. I think by far, that area in general is by far, I think, the best designed. We're gonna read that note later, so I'm just skipping over it. I like this part. 4 red, 7 blue, 7 yellow. I think it's 8 blue. 4, 7, 8. 3, 6, 9. Okay. It's 4, 7, 9. Once we start to uncover the story a little bit more, the enemies start to become a little bit more, or rather more accurately, we start to realize that the enemies become a bit more eerie. Take, for instance, these, you know, skeletal glass monsters. They're not really monsters, are they? And that might be obvious now, but it wasn't all that obvious at the beginning. You know, they were creepy, certainly, but nothing suggesting that they were people until we got a little ways into the game. Do I think that the fate in this game is worse than zombification of any kind? Probably not. Seeing as... Well, we'll show you later, but the patients here were already under severe mental stress. You know, this is a psych ward. We'll read about that soon enough. Hang on, Scout. Hang on, buddy. There you go. Pat one of them, get out. Urine. It is ill-advised to use melee weapons. I've not been hit once, knock on wood, but they do have a fairly long reach. You know, they got big old long legs, so it makes sense. This is where I would typically use the Wilson, but you know, we already got the handgun on us, and we can serve bullets, so... Yeah, that's an extra thing. You don't really need the tooth wheel grabber power-up if you just kind of stand on top of them. Most of the tooth wheels end up going towards you if you just stand on top. So it was 4, and 7, and 9. And we get the fish key. Fish! We could go this way into that room, but we don't really need to right now, so I'm just gonna ignore it. There are some extra Luis-type bullets there, but... nah, I don't really need them. And there goes my mouse. It's hanging off the side of my desktop here. Get back here, you. That's a problem. Oh, never mind. That was an interesting sound effect. I wonder if I can have her, like, wiggle up the stairs. I don't think so. I think she's stuck. But... There are only 3 save rooms in this game. The one in the main mansion, the one in the House of Fun, kind of the back corner, and the one right here. All 3 of them have unique save themes, but they all kind of share a same leitmotif. And I, for one, am a fan.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think that's fine.
Thank you.
All we need to do is get to the door to do some fishing. So... works for me. Let's keep this on for now and use our sword. There's one extra little thing that we should do before heading into the main area. Although we're not fighting the boss, I suppose. Yeah, okay. While we're here, I'm gonna check on my direct messages here. Alright, I'm getting one. Somebody's typing, so just hold your horses. Ugh. I'm gonna bring that. Well, no, I'm not getting any typing. No, I don't want to open the Microsoft Store. There. So. I don't know what's going on. So I think I'll just keep trucking. I keep changing my mind. We're not going into the boss fight, and the enemies in this next section are relatively easy to take care of, so I'm gonna just take the saber with us. Okay, there's our fish. Fish! Come on. I think these guys are 3 hits. Not as developed as their other fishy brethren. These guys can only live in the water. They swim around and grapple on. That's about all they do. However, there's a couple screens, much like this one, where, you know, they're in the area, but they're kind of tough to see until they come up at you. Like I said, charging a melee swing will deal more damage, so it's always a smart idea to use that to your advantage. I'm not too concerned with anything here, but getting to the end is where the boss door is also where the tooth door is. I don't think, did we buy the teeth? We didn't. That is a somewhat troubling problem. If we don't have the tooth lock key thing, then we can't open the tooth door, right? You're stuck. Come on. Get back here. Fight me. Yeah, that's what I thought. Some bob shells. Alright. Real quick, before we go any further, kinda need the tooth key thing. Yeah, there's engravings on the wall don't really help the eerie atmosphere of this place, do they? I can't tell if it's supposed to be like Neptune / Poseidon, or if it's just supposed to be like some old guy. But my money's on the god of waves, you know, and horses too. Don't forget that. Poseidon loves his horses. Our whole trip would have been pointless if I'd forgotten this completely, so...
Welcome!
Nope, we don't need you, we need Pete.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
There we go. I got a message. I'm not gonna check until we've gotten our fish. This way I think this is easiest because, you know, I'm not playing through the area. You're still seeing little bits and pieces of it, but it's not the whole thing. Spoiled a couple parts, but most of it is still unexplored. I think this was the right way to go about it. You know, there's still stuff that's going to be a surprise later down the line. It's always nice, right? Like I said at the beginning of this playthrough, if the most used weapon at the end of the game is not a saber, a melee weapon, sabers, whatever, sword, shield, mallet, whatever you pick as your favorite melee weapon, if it's not your most used weapon by the end of the game, you're probably doing something wrong. Just because it's so useful, it's reliable. This is what we're looking for right here. We gotta use our teeth stone on this door. Box of Martin. Medkit. Luis bullets. So it's a little bit of a pick-me-up, and we get what we need. This is a fishing rod. Jawohl. Well, we're not fishing here. There's no spot to fish. Doesn't make any sense, does it? We gotta go find a better spot to fish in. I'm lost. It is a maze after all. This was the right way, wasn't it? Am I going crazy, am I? No, I'm not going crazy. I just wasn't going far enough. Okay. Yeah, this is probably my least favorite part of the game, probably. Specifically the maze. Just because perspectives are kind of wonky with fixed camera angles, you know. It's a beautifully creepy part of the game, don't get me wrong. I think it's fantastic. But yeah. Yeah, you can see the problem. Maybe just a little bit. There aren't a whole lot of enemies, so that's not an issue. It's something you gotta worry about or anything. But it's just the fact that we're navigating a maze in water. I think we have a map, but I don't remember it being very useful for this part. Yeah, no. It just shows us that there is this room. Barbara cannot spawn in any of these areas. I'm pretty sure. Anytime you are submerged in water, I don't think she can spawn. That might be wrong, but I've played this game a lot and not once has she showed up in the water, so I think it's safe to say that this is probably a spot that she just can't spawn in. That would be there's a lot of stuff that's still unknown about this game. I mean, it has a wiki fandom page and everything. It's been out for 4 years-ish now, and we still don't know a lot. I'm not a programmer, I'm not a, you know, like a data diver, data analyst, whatever. I don't know code. I would love to explore more of the inner workings of this game. You know, like damage threshold, stuff like that, but I'm not smart enough for that, so we're gonna take our fishing rod and use it right here. This is probably a pretty rare song to hear for the average player. We bet our tooth wheels on the chances that we could catch a fish. Just wait until something bites. And there's our prize. Some free tooth wheels. They're not hard to fight. And there's our achievement! Nope, Barbara's here. Any spot of water, any spot of deep water where it says, I can see shadowy figures swirling around in the depths, is a spot that you can fish. Keep that in mind. I don't think there are many spots that you can do that. I think that might be the only, those 3 water basins. That's probably the right word, water basin. Probably the only spot you can do it in the game. But, you know, you bet 3 tooth wheels, I think you get a net 5, maybe 6 from those guys. That's an additional 2. I think that's pretty cost effective, right?
Thank you.
I'm going to save here on this file, and that will... I don't know if that's going to be it, but I'm going to check up. I think that might be it for now. So, recapping. We have gotten the fishing achievement, and there is but one more. And that is, of course, the lore collector achievement. I'm gonna pull up my... Hang on. Where is it? Where's my desktop thing? Window, image, display. There we go, display capture. Turn that off. Let's go into Steam. Ignore Freddy Fazballs. Let's go up here. 24 out of 25. We got this one today, and these two on Wednesday. There's but one more to go. Investigation. There. Let me show you what I'm looking at. With all notes and extra lore. Here's what I'm looking at on this end. There. So, first note we got, second note we got, third note we got, fourth note we got, fifth note we got, sixth we got, seventh we've got, 8 we have, 9 we have, 10 we have. Well, not yet. We got that on the other file, but not on our main file. We need to get 10, 11. There's one here, I suppose. 12. 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, a little bit of spoilers here, 21, 22, 23. There are a total of 23 notes, and the rest of them really aren't that hard to find, so this will be our quest for the remaining playtime of Alisa, other than, beating the game, but I digress. I think that is all from me for now. Let's turn this back on. I think that's all from me. Put myself in the mirror. Sort of. It's all from me for now. I will get back to you guys either later tonight or tomorrow at some point. We'll see. I hope you've enjoyed our journey so far. I will not delay Resident Evil much longer. I will get back to that soon. But yes, stay tuned. Elisa's almost over. A couple hours more, I think. And after that, we'll play some Resident Evil, finish that out, Resident Evil 2, and from there forward, some FNAF. And Marvel Rivals is doing a PvE Zombies mode, so I'm going to have to check that out, considering doing that on stream. That's it. Good morning, good evening, good night. Thank you for tuning in, and God bless. See you all